Hey, it's Thomas Mulready from CoolCleveland.com. We are here today at Cleveland Hopkins International Airport. We're here with Eric Gordon, CEO of the Cleveland Metropolitan School District. Eric, I understand you just met with the President of the United States. Is that right?
I did. This morning I had the opportunity with 8 other superintendents and a couple of school board members from across the country to meet President Obama and Secretary Duncan, talk about education in urban cities.
What was that like? I mean, seriously, I know you've got a pretty powerful job here in Cleveland, but that must have really been exciting.
You know, personally, it is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Professionally, it's one of the single best things that could happen for us in our community, and very excited to have had the opportunity.
Of course, he's coming into town here in a couple of days. I'll bet the topic was education. How does that work? Does he ask you questions? Do you ask him questions? Or do you both just sort of listen to each other?
So the president first gave some remarks to introduce himself, as you would expect, but then really did a lot of listening. Let my colleagues and I talk about what's working in education, what we care about in the No Child Left Behind renewal, and asked questions of us and of me, actually, about the work we're doing. It was a really incredible experience.
And there is a lot to report. I understand there's a report coming out that shows higher graduation rates and better test scores. I mean, you are seeing some improvement, I assume?
You know, the President and the Secretary of Education today announced that our high school graduation rates in this country are the highest on record. And that's because of the work going on in urban school districts. Our graduation rates are the highest on record. We've been increased 12.1% in the last 3 years alone. And so our point today was that the reform that's going on in urban education is the reform driving the country.
Right. You talked about No Child Left Behind. That's sort of up for renewal or change. What was the attitude there? Was the President willing to move beyond that?
You know, the issue with No Child Left Behind is we need a good bill. And so our message today was that we will keep the status quo before we will take a bad bill, and we need the President's support for that, and he is supportive. We need a bill that keeps accountability, that holds us accountable. We need a bill that has a reasonable decision around testing, so not too much testing, but testing that measures what kids need to know. And we need a bill that continues to add the investments that the federal government makes in poor urban communities like Cleveland. And that was our message to the President, and I think it was received.
You got some real support from the bipartisan state of Ohio here with the Cleveland plan. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Talk about some progress there, because I know you've made real progress.
Sure. So one of the big things we've done is get kids in school early. So we've increased four-year-old preschool by 600 seats in high-quality seats. That's a 17% increase in a single year. And then you look at the outputs. We have a 12.1% increase in graduation rates in a 3-year period. We can continue to accelerate that. Truly, again, the nation is moving on education because of its cities, and it's cities like Cleveland.
So I guess you guys are buddies now. You're probably going to have a good seat when he comes into Cleveland.
Well, I don't know if we're buddies, but I'm hoping that he remembers me from today. The President's got to meet a lot of people, but really, even today, reflected on how work like what's going on here in Cleveland is the work that's changing urban education. And so I'm really looking forward to hearing his remarks here when he gets to visit our city, like we visited his today.
Congratulations on your success. Thanks so much for taking time. I know it's been a long, hectic, and very exciting day for you. Thank you.
Well, thank you, and it's really good to be home. No matter where I go, it's always good to be home here in Cleveland.
Thanks, Eric.
Thanks. Thank you.
Hey, it's Thomas Mulready from CoolCleveland.com. Have a great week in Cool Cleveland.